Okay, so the database that my website is using is called Painless Accounting. And as you can see, there's nothing like this over here. So when I go to my website, when I type localhost slash painless accounting slash index.php, the database will be added over here, as you can see over here. And basically, the code that's doing that is called database creation.php. And over here, it basically uses a function here to create the database. It makes this the current database, and then it makes it, and over here, it adds all the tables. So over here, it made all the tables that the database is using. And that's basically being included in the index.php, and that's making it. So now that we're here, we're gonna click sign up now, and let's just see. If we use like a password that is less than 5 letters, it will say password must have at least 5 characters. If we use something that's more than 20 characters, so if we do more than like 20 characters, it should say password must have less than 20 characters. And if we leave the passwords empty, say please enter a password. If we leave username empty, it'll say please enter a username. And there's some other stuff that it does. So this is just validation. So we ensure that we have like a secure username and password. And we're basically like tested if these usernames and passwords work using the test table over here. So we've like tested all the registration to ensure that like everything's being like working. And so like if we just do a good one now, and we actually sign in, and now if we're in the login, if we leave it empty, it'll say please enter your username, and then yeah, so now I'll sign in. There, now we're on the home page, and basically this is just greeting the user, and the home page is found over here. It's called homepage.php. Yeah, it's over here, and that's just like greeting the user. It's just nothing, and basically it's just like it was in the function requirements to have like it was in the requirements or in the scope to like have a page that greets the user. So this is the home page. So if we click home, it goes here. So now now that we're here, we'll go to the help page to like find out how to use the software. And over here it says like how to use the software. So if we go to about us, we get information about like our own business over here. And then if we click view reports, we can read the reports and stuff. And if we click source documents, we can like upload source documents and then also view it. And over here, we can log out and we can check the business health here. And to add actual entry, you click here. So now we'll go to add new entry. So over here, it's called add entry. So like over here, we can select what transaction it is. So we got purchase of inventory, GST settlement, GST refund, cash sales, payment of wages, purchase of equipment. So this page right here is over here. It's called add entries. So basically, it's like we're given an option over here, option value. So after we click submit over here, it goes to add entries to, and basically it's using the value over here in if statement over here. So like if post is that, then it'll like go to inventory. So that's how we like have like different links for each one. So over here, if we do select, it'll go back to select because like that was just the type of testing that we've done. But yeah. So now if we want to do a purchase of inventory, we click that, and then it'll go to inventory 1 over here. Inventory 1. So basically, we type the value of the inventory, let's say 2200, including GST. So that'll be, and then we do the date, it'll say 13. and then narration will say purchase inventory check 5, and then we'll do check 5 over here, and then we'll say the units. So this we'll say 200. We'll say 200. We'll say 2,000 actually, and then we'll say it was chip. We'll say bread. Okay. So now if we submit it, it basically gets all this. So we got to submit over here. Where is it? Inventory 1. We get submit, and then it'll just take all this data. It'll take all that data and then it'll come over here. So this is inventory 2. So inventory 2 is basically like we're just using this post over here to get the values from the previous one, and then we're setting as a variable. And you know how there was like cost of inventory? Basically to like get the GST amount, to reduce the amount of like entries, we made it divide by 11, and over here we'll divide it by 1.1 to get the inventory amount and the GST amount. And we've also done like the same here with the purchase date narration and quantity on inventory, all those. And we've also made a session variable because like these will need to be called in the add entries for page, which I'll be going on to next. So like this is just like a confirmation page, so like the user can like check if they did it right. So if the user didn't do it right, they can click go back, and then that'll take them back to the add entry page. So all these are right. This is what we wanted. So 2,000 inventory 200. So do you notice how we did 2,200 before? We basically got 2,000 by dividing it by 1.1, and then this by divided by 11. So now if we click submit, it'll go to add entries for page. And since the inventory purchase, since the purchase of inventory, this one occurs. So if it's like inventory purchase, we got inventory 2. We've given it the name inventory purchase. So like then we can go here and we basically use the post thing again. And it says the inventory amount to be the session variable, GST amount to be the session variable for that. And we've also just like, we've just gotten the data from the previous page over here. So next we're like adding it to the general journal. So over here, we've got the insert into statement for each one. And that's going to just make the general journal entry, which will be over here. We'll go into that next. And then that'll just update the records. And then over here, we've got the balance sheet adjustment. So we got the table name and an ID, and then that's just going to add everything. So like, this is a function that will be called up, and this function is in the includes file, and that's just going to update everything. And we've got the same over here for all of them. So that's just going to update everything. So like when that's done, when all of those are done, it's gonna, we've got over here, this is going to go to inventory3.php page. So since it's like an inventory purchase, we want it to go to inventory cards as well. So basically, if we go inventory cards 3, we go over here, that's just going to add everything to the inventory card. It's like same as the general journal part, but it's just going to add everything to the inventory card. So after it does all that, gets the session variable with that, it's going to go closing connection again, and it's going to go view reports.php. It's going to redirect again. So as you can see, when I click submit, all of those are going to occur instantly and then take you to view reports page. If you click submit, everything was added just then to all of the databases. So now we'll check. So if we click view general journal, as you can see, everything's over here. 2,000 inventory, 200 GST clearing, bank 2,200. And with like accounting, these are just balancing, so these have to be equal to that. Now we'll try a different one this time. Oh no, we'll show the balance sheet first. Over here showing the balance sheet, we got 2,200, negative 2,200. You notice how this is negative? Basically at the end of the recording period, you click to adjust balance sheet, and it's going to put that to the opposite side. And this one is in the adjusting part. I'll come back to it later. So now I'll show you another entry. So we'll say cash sales this time. We'll put it 13th again. Check 5. We'll do sale of inventory. Record 5. Receipt 5. Sorry, I have a problem with my keyboard. Oh no, that's the selling price. So you got, say, 2200. No, we'll say 4400. Say 2200. 2000. How many units were sold? 200. And we'll say bread again. So that's gonna like get everything from before and then put it out again. So now if we click submit, this is the cash sale over here. Cash sale one. What's cash sale? Cash sale one, and that's gonna like do everything. And then it's gonna go cash sale two. Do the same as inventory two. But and then go add entries four. And then cash sales all the way at the bottom. The fair cash sales, since it involves inventory again, it's gonna redirect over here. It's gonna add everything to the databases, and then it's gonna redirect to inventory 4.php over here instead of inventory 3 for pages. And that's just gonna add everything to the database for the inventory card. As you can see, if it's like inventory item sold chips, it's just gonna like it's just an if statement for like which inventory item it is. So it's just like if it's a bread, it's gonna add to the bread inventory card. If it's burger patties, it's gonna add to the burger patties inventory card. So now if we click submit, it's gonna submit everything. So now we can check it again. General journal, everything's submitted as you can see. Balance sheet, everything's submitted. Inventory costs, we go bread, everything's submitted again. So perfect. And then next I'd like to show the source documents page. So basically over here, you can add a source document. If you click choose file, you can like select source documents one. Let's say check number 65. If we click that, we can upload the source document. They're just gonna let you upload the source document and then you can submit it. File upload successfully. So now if we choose like a different file, like a document, no, document is accepted. If we choose like an image and try to submit it, it'll say file extension must be zip, PDF, or doc. So now that it's already submitted, let's go back and then we can view it over here. And over here, the source documents can be viewed. So now you can click download and then you can view it over here. And next, I'd like to show, the business health. So this is just checking the business health, and then it's using an if statement over here in the business health part. Over here, it's just using it, like getting the files from, it's getting the data from the database and setting it as a variable. And then we have an if statement over here. Now, first we get the total debt. It's adding the different variables together, total assets by adding them. And then we got debt ratio equals total debt over total assets. And then if the debt ratio is less than or equal to 1, it runs this. If it's like greater than 1, it runs this. So that's just an if statement. And like I have the same thing. That's like what I've done for my pseudocode over here. So for my pseudocode, that's what I did. It's the same thing, but with pseudocode form. Yeah, next I'll show like the comparing it to the design. If I click logout, we've got the login page over here. This was the original. I'll try to. So this was the design compared to the actual one. So it's kind of similar. And then if we log in, okay. So this is. I'll try to. Uh, so this is like the home page, as you can see, like pretty similar. But yeah, and then we've got the add source documents page. So over here. The one thing I've changed on the design is I've added a reset button to aid with usability. Okay, so like I'll now like compare the actual software with the function requirements of the SRS. So like first, it should authenticate a user when he/she tries to log in, and so we've got that in the logout. Like it's gonna authenticate me over here. So we've got that. User should be able to upload and store source documents in the database. We've got this over here. Add you. We've got add over here. You can add everything, and it will store in the database. User should be able to view the source document. So we've got that over here. User can view it over here. The search it should let the user input information to construct the inventory file, balance sheet, and general ledger. And we've got that over here. So it's like let the user input stuff. And the solution should be able to give financial advice. So we've got that over here. Business health gives financial advice over here. Everything there. Must have a section that tells users how to operate the software. We've got in the help section. Must allow existing users to log in, so that's the same as before, log in. Website must be responsive, so I can show this with that kind of shows how it's responsive. This kind of shows how it's responsive, but like, yeah, it's responsive. Password must be encrypted, so like, I go on localhost real quick. As you can see, the password is encrypted over here. So it's like cached it out. Yeah, thank you.